So the longer this ML63 ran and got hotter, the more it seemed to miss. Finally, it was missing consistently enough that when I did a cylinder cutout, it appeared to be number one cylinder. That made very little difference. One of my YouTube subscribers, Sandy Anderson, mentioned to look at mode 6 data, and I totally forgot about it. I re-ID'd the vehicle as generic OBD, and here's mode 6 data for cylinder number 1. Says misfires over the last 10 drive cycles, 141 misfires on cylinder number 1, which concurs with my suspicion. And if I look at one of the other cylinders, let's see, misfire in cylinder number 2, it shows 0. And I went through a whole list and all the rest of them show 0. So I'm going to swap the coil from cylinder 1 to cylinder 2 and then run it again and see if the problem moves. And while I got the coil out, I'll inspect the plug, even though it's new. Should be good, but you never know. So to get access to that 2-disc thermostat heating element, which is down here underneath, you can barely see it, the connector right there. Took the power steering reservoir out and serpentine belt pulley off, and I looked at the pins. They look good. Looked at the connector with a borescope, and it looked good. So I put a Noid light across the connector, and now when I scan it for codes, that code is gone. So I'm going to remove the Noid light. I'm in OB2. Oh, I noticed it just flashed there a second ago. I might be doing a self-test on it. I don't know what the resistance of the heating element is, but I'm sure it's less than this test light. Anyways, I'm going to pull that out. That's a throttle body Chevy Noid light. And we'll see if the code came back. No, we just got the mass airflow code. Well, I'm going to plug that back in again and see if that code's in history or not. So I moved number 1 coil to number 2 cylinder and vice versa. And now I'm running it. I cleared the codes. That resets the misfire counters in mode 6. So now it shows the value of 0. It's missing again. Let's look at cylinder number 2 now and see what it shows for misfires. So it's counted 437 misfires on this drive cycle, whereas I had none before. Let's check cylinder 3. Current drive cycle 0. So looks like we're going to need a coil, which is now in cylinder number 2. That other problem seems to have corrected itself after I cycled the connector on that sensor. But we're going to have to scan it again for codes.